Hello everybody, welcome back, and if you're new here, welcome. Thank you for dropping in to receive a reading here at Our Authentic Tarot. My name is Cecily, and I will be your tarot reader for today. In this reading, we'll be getting almost personal for the collective sign of Taurus, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus. Cross-watchers are always welcome, and the roles can be reversed. Now let me remind you that this is a collective reading, a reading for the collective. Let me say it again, it's a reading for the collective. So not everything is going to resonate, okay? Fingers crossed it does. And if it does, please do give this video a like. Sorry, I'm like choking on my spit right now. Oh yeah, I am very sick. I have been sick for the past 3 days. So my voice is going to sound a little weird. I may pause a couple of times to have a sip of my drink. I'm also getting very out of breath. So please do excuse me, but I am trying my best, okay? But yeah, if it resonates, give this video a like. It'll help also push the video into the algorithm for those who it's also intended for. Hopefully we can help more people receive very needed messages, okay? So for you, Taurus, I am going to start off with my Secret Garden deck. Then we will lean into my Butterfly Oracle. We will also be pulling from my Romance Oracle, okay? And lastly, after we get through that, pull some tarot. I'll pull some money, we'll channel like finances and career through my hustle deck. So without further ado, please do get comfortable, grab your snacks or your favorite drink, and let's get into the reading. Also, if you're new here and, you know, you fucks with the energy or whatever, okay, please do subscribe, sub up, okay, and put your notification bells on so you can be so you can be notified on future uploads. All right, so Taurus, we have dare, and so take a risk and fly, release, lighten your load, and discover. Look at the early dewdrops before they disappear with the morning sun. So Aries just got this card as well. So this might be something that is popular this season or this month for all you fellow zodiacs. So with this dare card, especially with it coming out with release, lighten your load, and take a risk and fly. Okay, I feel like traveling may be involved, okay? Some sort of travel. Maybe some of you guys are wanting to actually skydive or go, what is that, parasailing? Is that what it's called? Let me see really quick. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. I just want to be accurate. I'm pretty sure that's what it's called. Yeah, hello. Okay, I was right. I've only ever used that word like twice in my whole life. I'm not gonna lie. Okay, anyways. So, something about like actually feeling like you could fly, traveling. Maybe there's something that you guys have been wanting to get into, but you have, quote unquote, a lot of baggage, okay? There might be something holding you back. You might feel like something is holding you back from being great, but I think it's kind of just, I don't want to say an excuse, but that's kind of what it's feeling like. You might be making up excuses in your head as to why you shouldn't, or it's just not really the right time. But I feel, me personally, I don't think there's ever a right time for anything. It's just about taking the chance and just doing it. You know what I mean? Discover. See, this discover card is what makes me feel like there's some sort of traveling involved. Maybe relocating, maybe trying to find opportunity in a different city or state. with that, some of you may even be moving or considering moving, which is going to push you to have to release and lighten your load in order to make room for the new. Let's get into this butterfly oracle really quick. Something is making you guys feel very uncomfortable. Why are you so afraid of taking a chance? I mean, it is a common feeling, and I get it. But how does that quote go? Fortune favors the brave. Grief work. Some of you, it's that baggage, lighten your load with grief work. You have to let go of what has failed or what is gone. You can't keep holding on to the past, Taurus. You can't. Whether it's like a paranoia of moving away and something happening to one of your loved ones and not being able to be there, or if it's, you know, going into a new relationship and still holding on to the pains and of past relationships and failures or mistakes of other people and holding that against your partner when they've never even done that to you before. Because you have to remember, it's one thing to be cautious and it's another thing to be paranoid. Paranoia will ruin your relationships, okay? It is self-sabotage. Now, to be cautious is another thing. That's to be protective with yourself, with your choices, and I get it. But if you're moving out of a state of paranoia, especially because you haven't done the grief work to let go of what has failed or what has been in the past, you are going to continue to go through life in this nasty cycle of making the same bad decisions and continuing to blame everybody else but yourself, okay? You have to be willing, Taurus, to welcome the new. Welcoming the new, experiencing new comes with a shift of mindset, okay? And you can't experience new things if you don't take the chance. If you don't, if you don't step outside of your comfort zone. Sobriety, we have sobriety and taking the next step now. So some of you may be battling with an addiction of some sort, whether it is food or actual, drugs. Maybe it's alcohol, maybe it's smoking, okay? Maybe it's medication, maybe it's codependency on a partner. Maybe some of you guys can be addicted to love, or the idea of it, where you are maybe even a sex addiction, if you will, constantly going through different partners in search of finding happiness in love. Or maybe that is your issue with, for those of you who are dealing with a substance abuse, okay, maybe you are trying to find happiness in ways that are just unreachable, especially because it's not real, okay? If some of you have been searching for help to get sober, if you are looking for a sign to go ahead and move forward with that, this is it. With this, take the next step now. Maybe for some of you that quitting these bad habits has been something that you've been pondering for a very long time now. And to be honest, that might, for some of you, be what this release and dare could be about as well. For some of you, maybe somebody has passed or there has been a relationship that has failed, whether it's family, friend, coworker, lover, whatever the case may be, that is still hard for you to cope with. It's almost as if you're still in like disbelief that this has happened. But Spirit wants you to go ahead and take the next step. Take the proper steps to seek help, okay? And for those of you who are wanting to, again, just like move, well, you finding sobriety, for those of you who this is resonating with, you might have to travel to get that help, okay? But for those of you who are not dealing with that, for those of you who don't suffer from, you know, addictions, and you are wanting to try new things, travel, maybe there is a career here. If you are like you do like to have, a spliff every now and then or drink or something, I feel like with this new opportunity that may be career based, I think that is very important for you to like put the fun and the weekend partying on hold, so that when you do get offered this opportunity and it's time for you to give a drug test for it, you will pass it with flying colors. So the sooner that you start cleansing yourself, the better it will be for this opportunity, okay? I think we're done with the oracles, these oracles, so I'm going to go ahead and set these aside. I really do hope that this resonates with some of you. Again, this is an almost personal reading for the collective signs, so it may not resonate with all of you guys, okay? But now let's go ahead and get into any love messages that some of you may need to hear. All right. What do we have for Taurus in love? Oh, and I do want to, should I get into the romance, or should I pull a spirit animal card? So if this lands on yes, this coin here, I have a yes or no coin. Okay. If it lands on yes, I'll go ahead and get into the romance. But if it says no, I'm going to pull you guys a spirit animal. And it says no. All right. So let's go ahead and do this really quick. And I will be reading the description for you out of the book, okay? What is the collective's spirit animal? What is your spirit energy right now? Let's see. What do we have for Taurus? I love these cards. The artwork, the feel. The cards are also like super soft. That's one of my favorite things. This is actually a gift for me from one of my clients. Gazelle. All right. We have the gazelle. Gazelles are very beautiful. I'm not going to lie. All right. Oh, this is really cute. So we have the gazelle, for the 15th freaking time that I've said that. So heightened awareness and ability, invulnerable. The gazelle represents supreme grace. With every move, this awe-inspiring beauty emits sophistication and elegance. Gazelle personalities are often hyper-aware of their surroundings, bordering on hyper-vigilant. And this can inhibit them from enjoying the beauty they've spent so much effort cultivating. No more worrying about all those predators out there in the wild. When this card appears, it's time to get back to the present moment, sit down, find your breath, and acknowledge the bounty that surrounds you. Let it nourish your gentle spirit. Okay. When in balance, graceful, perceptive, and artistic. When out of balance, food allergies, insomnia, racing mind. And to bring this energy into balance, yin yoga, a cozy home, and good food can always help you manage that. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. That is cute. All right, now to get into the love messages. Back to my romance. All right, so let's see what we have for Taurus. We'll start off with 3 cards, okay? We'll start off with 3 cards for you. And if I feel the need to pull more, I'll go ahead and do that. So we have chemistry. There's a strong magnetic attraction here. So for those of you who are in a relationship or are actively dating, this person on your mind also has you on theirs. Sparks are flying. You find comfort in one another. You feel like you can be yourself. You feel safe. Somebody here has control issues. Now, I don't know if this is financial control or if it's actual control over like who somebody may be not allowing. One of you guys here is very uncomfortable with communicating with other people or being around certain people, or maybe certain friends make the other person feel intimidated. For those of you who are in relationships, maybe there is some sort of financial control, or somebody might just be very, very bossy or entitled to be treated a specific way. But for some of you too, the expectations might just be extremely high. And you have to sometimes sit back and be realistic that like nobody is going to be perfect. Like you, unfortunately, this might be a hard pill for you guys to swallow, but you are also not perfect, okay? So you can't look down on other people for their minor mishaps, okay? That's just not fair because nobody is perfect. You have to know how to pick and choose your battles, especially if you truly care about somebody. Some of you need to hear that protection goes far beyond physical protection, okay? To be protected spiritually, mentally, and emotionally is just as important, okay? For some of you, this connection might be very, very new. For those of you who have been in a relationship, you might be admiring somebody else. Maybe you're over your relationship. Some of you might feel like, yeah, okay, me and my boyfriend, girlfriend, fiance, whatever the case may be, we have great chemistry, but the problems are just, there's more problems than good times these days, and I'm over it. Like I want to step out of, I want to put this aside and start doing my own thing. But if that is your situation, please, I know sometimes it's easier to, go tit for tat. It's a lot more entertaining, drama, you know what I'm saying? But sometimes it's not worth it. Sometimes it's not worth the drama. So if you have been tempted to step out on your partner and I hate to use this word, but cheat, have some more respect, not just for your person that you're dealing with, but for yourself. Be honest, let them know how you feel. If you feel like, you guys could work on it after you've expressed yourself. If they take you seriously enough to hear you out and to want to work on, where it is that they lack or what it is that they're doing that is making you feel this way, by all means, continue, but if I feel like it's just more valid, and this is just my personal opinion, okay? I feel like it's just more valid to leave a relationship after you've voiced how you feel, because if they can't respect it, and if they don't want to hear you out, then that's just like the icing on the cake. That is like your validation of wanting to move on, and it's giving you more than permission to do so. And to be honest, for some of you, you might just need to freaking spice up your relationship a little bit. Try new things, rekindle that love. Sometimes when you're in a relationship with somebody for so long, you start to get a little bit bored, okay? It happens to the best of us. It happens literally to everybody if you've ever been in a long-term relationship. Anybody to say that they have not, they are freaking lying. Just trying to paint a picture perfect. But the reality of life and love is sometimes you do grow bored of your partner. But that's where stepping outside of your comfort zone and trying new things comes into play. And sometimes, going back to the cards that we just pulled over here with the Secret Garden and the Butterfly Oracle, letting go of past situations and things like that, okay? Like healing and, you know, grieving what your relationship once was, and accepting that you guys are no longer the person who you were 3 years ago, 3 months ago. People change, you know, and you have to get to know you have to continue to get to know each other and find new ways to bond and to connect. Okay. Yeah, see, this person that you are currently with, I feels like you are their soulmate, and you may feel like they are yours as well. And this is very true. This person is in fact your soulmate. So don't be so quick to just give up. Not just on them, but yourself, okay? Unfortunately, there's always a leader in the relationship. And sometimes you, Taurus, are gonna just have to take the initiative to lead. Some people, they are better at following not what they're told, but what they see, okay? So let's go ahead and get into tarot now. What messages do we have for Taurus today? Oop, too many cards, too many cards. Can you guys hear that in the background? My my washing machine. It like sets off this little jingle. I remember when my daughter, because I have a 6-year-old, she was well, I have a 6-year-old and a 12-year-old. And when my daughter was a baby, she would run all the way from her room all the way through the house, through the kitchen, into the laundry room, just so she could dance in front of the little jingle that it plays. And then she'll just run right back to wherever she came from. It used to be the cutest thing. It used to make me laugh so much. She is just the cutest. All right. Oh my gosh, Taurus, why is there looking like there is trouble in paradise? And these are just kind of reflecting what's over here. You guys are in a relationship. There's a lot of anxieties, but it's like made up stuff in the head. It's like, it's giving like puppeteering. Like there are just strings attached to past situations where it's affecting like what's happening in the now. But there is going to be something that is going to shake up your world, okay? You are in need of rebuilding foundation. Now, the situation might come crumbling down at a very random time, or the situation might arise when you least expect it, but it's happening for a reason. There needs to be reevaluation. There needs to be a new blueprint drawn out, okay? And a lot of this is only going to get better if you leave some shit behind, literally lightening your load. You have to do it. There's way too much baggage here, and it's affecting your happiness, Taurus. Again, the roles can be reversed, but there's a lot. Some of you may feel like you might have bitten off more than you can chew. That's in fact not. I don't really think that. I think that it's just the matter of you were up for a challenge, and now that shit's getting challenging, you're kind of like copping a plea. But you're better than that. And you know you are, but maybe it's just time for you to seek help, okay? It may be time for you to just seek help. Whether it's professional, or somebody that you look up to and respect. There's nothing wrong with asking for help wherever it's needed, okay? Somebody is very hurt. Maybe there has been a truth that has come out. Maybe there has been something that somebody has found out about another. And it's bad news, okay? Bad news. It's giving, I found out some bad news, and I don't know how to handle this, and I don't know how to admit this. I don't know how to share this with other people. But it's something tragic. But this is not something that can just be brushed under the rug. This has to be addressed. You can no longer continue to act like you are okay when you are not okay. And I feel like this has been a long time coming. I think that this has been something that you have been manifesting, but I just don't think that this is the way that you wanted it to play out, but it's okay. Because, you know, not all surprises are bad. And one of my favorite things to say is it's never on your timing, it's on God's timing, okay? But it is time for you to seek outside sources. It may be time for you to relocate. Maybe you've been thinking about that. Something about the beach, water. Some of you may live near water. Some of you may want to be, relocating there. Maybe that is also the place of help, or maybe near a beach or is where the help is located, whether it's your friend, your family. Some of you may just need to get away for a little bit, clear your head space. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. This is a much needed change for you, Taurus. Whatever this is, you have to get this done ASAP, okay? Because I feel like the person whom you are dealing with, I feel like even though they feel the same as you when it comes to love and the chemistry and, just building a future with one another, I feel like they very much are on the same page, but there is like something very dark here that's going on that needs to be healed, and that needs, like, I hate to say this, but it's true. There's some, like, you need professional help. You need guidance. You need to really find something that fits your needs and your goals, and you need to stick with it in order for this situation to get better, because it's going to get better. You just have to take the initiative, okay? And this month, I feel, is going to be an eye-opener for you in that regard, as if, like, maybe, just maybe that might be your New Year's resolution. Like, okay, going into January, these are going to be the things that I'm going to change. These are going to be the things that I'm going to do because I'm only getting older, okay? I heard I'm only getting older. So it's going to be worth it. There's going to be a lot of emotional satisfaction, okay? You're going to be very proud of yourself. Some of you, it might even be couples counseling, if you've been in a relationship for that long. And honestly, even if you haven't, let's say you're like a year or two fresh, it's never too soon to seek help, okay? And there's like, again, it's just like taking a risk with, you know, starting a new business. Like, there's never a right or wrong time to do things. It's either you want it or you don't. And based on how bad you want something is how soon you want to get that ball rolling on fixing an issue. So, you know, the ball's in your court, Taurus. It is totally up to you to do what, you know, seems fit. But for those of you who are looking for a sign to go ahead and jump the gun, please do. This is your sign, okay? So now I'm going to go ahead and get into these money cards. Let's see what's coming in for money. Well, it's my hustle deck, but I don't know why I always call them my money. Well, I guess that's pretty much what they are. It talks about finances and stuff, so let's get a little glimpse of what's going on in that department. What can Taurus look forward to? Get off your ass and get shit done. Keep hustling. Don't give up. Let's see if we can get 2 more cards. I always get asked where I get these cards, and I got them at, well, on Etsy at Fire Witch Tarot. They are so super cute. I love these cards. I've had them for years. I highly recommend if you guys are ever interested in. Wealthy man, works hard, provider, boss daddy. So for some of you, you may identify with, you know, the masculine energy, okay? Some of you probably are this wealthy man, but some of you may be looking for one also. Aww. You might be feeling like you haven't had the best of luck bagging this man either, but it's okay. Or maybe some of you thought that you bagged a wealthy man and really he turned out to be the complete opposite. A lot of you need to stop overspending. It is holiday season though, but do prioritize your bills over gifts, okay? And last but not least, we have bad investments. Yeah, again, penny pinching is not just for the broke, okay? It's for people who are very smart with their money, okay? So never be embarrassed to not ball out on certain things, especially when you have specific goals you're trying to meet. When it comes to your finances, okay? There might be people around you who do come off as being greedy. For some of you, it might be this wealthy man that you're dealing with. It might be hard for you to get them to, you know, dig in their pockets because, again, they might just be coming off as greedy. But you too may also need to like feed off of this energy where you need to also start being a little bit more greedy with your money. Build that savings account, okay? Invest in things that will actually reciprocate fortune for you. Like yeah, you just got to do better. You have to be a lot better with your money right now. If you do find yourself going broke, there might be some sort of loan that needs to be paid off. Or some of you might just have bad financial karma Now, I don't know if you've ripped people off in the past or if you owe people money, but these things very much do carry a factor in your financial luck. So if there are debts that are due, it would probably be a good idea for you to pay what is owed, okay? And then you just might start seeing better luck when it comes to your coins, okay? That was a lot. I'm not gonna lie. That kind of energetically drained me. But it's okay. As long as this information helped at least one of you, I can't really complain. So I really do hope that this message helped at least a few of you gain some sort of clarity, comfort, and confidence. If this message didn't resonate with you, please, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry it doesn't. But can you please help a girl out by hitting that like button? Let's get this video into the algorithm to reach those who it's intended for, okay? Be on the lookout for future uploads. I'm going to do my best to post more consistently, okay? What else? Yeah, that's about it. Make sure your notifications are turned on. And remember to be kind to yourself, okay? Be kind to yourself, be kind to others, and always be authentically you, okay? Nobody's perfect. That's fine. But, you know, we all gotta take it one day at a time. One day at a time. Not one day out of a time. Okay, now I'm just yapping. Where's the coffee? Thank you guys for joining me. And again, see you in the next one. Bye.
Like and subscribe.